Portanto, passando então à apresentação aqui da doutora Ana Festas Henriques, nós temos vários oradores estrangeiros neste evento, portanto, eu vou agora só falar um bocadinho em inglês para também acolhê-los. If anyone here is waiting for English speakers, this is the first one. Hi all, thank you very much for your presence here. We will have some presentations in English. This will be the first one. I've been talking in Portuguese because we were talking about itSMF Portugal, but from now on we will have some presentations in English and some introductions in English also. The first presentation in English will be this one of Ana Henriques. She is advisor for the Secretary of State of Digital Transition of Portugal. Mr. Aragão Azevedo wasn't possible to be present here today, the Secretary of State, so he will be represented here by Ana Henriques, the advisor of the Secretary of State. Ana has a degree in law, and she is working in the Secretary of State, leading the action plan for digital transition. She used to work as a lawyer, and she was involved in several initiatives and projects related to IT and emerging technologies, e-commerce and privacy. So she is very aware and very knowledgeable about these subjects, and she will talk us about what are the main initiatives of the Secretary of State for Digital Transition in Portugal. This is a new Secretary of State in this government, the first one. So I will pass her the presentation now, and hope she will, of course, give us a good presentation. So Anna.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you, Luis. First of all, I would like to thank the invitation made by Mr. Luis Azevedo, the President of the IT Service Management Forum Portugal, to be here. The subjects that today we discussed, digital best practices to the new normal, are subjects that are especially relevant to this government, given the fact that they are aligned with the most significant challenges in the digital context. This government gives great relevance to the digital context, being this one of its strategic pillars, simultaneously with climate change, demographics, and inclusiveness. I don't know if you're aware of this, but this is the first time we have in Portugal a Minister of Economy and Digital Transition and a Secretary of State for the digital transition. Fortunately, the decision to have a cabinet dedicated to the digital transition was made prior to the pandemic, and alongside it was drafted and later on approved an action plan for the digital transition. The action plan actually was presented almost at the same time the first cases of COVID-19 arrived in our country. Undoubtedly, the pandemic accelerated our plan, but the strategy already outlined allowed the response to be more efficient and not a digital mess. But before looking at what we're doing here, let's look at some numbers. I don't know if you're aware, but Portugal market is composed of 99% of SMEs. So our challenge is to encourage and prepare them for the future. A recent study on the current situation of SMEs brings us interesting numbers, namely the impact of the pandemic. This shows us that 90% of SMEs increased their use of digital tools, and 44% of companies in Europe adjusted business models. On the other hand, on the other side, 90% of SMEs were negatively impacted by the pandemic. But the good news is that, at least in Portugal, 61% of SMEs plan to increase the use of digital tools, and 62% believed to fully recovery to pre-pandemic levels over the next year. The impact on companies by the pandemic demonstrated the pace of acceleration we are talking about, which is equivalently, I don't know if you have an idea about this, but 3 to 5 years. So now numbers that previously did not exceed 2 dozens are now truly impactful, such as teleworking. 62%, 71% are now using it and believe that it will be in the future an hybrid solution where employees work 2 to 3 days at home. The use of digital channels increased from 39% to 60%, which again demonstrates how the importance of digital. The companies that now hope to apply new digital models already reach 54% and about 40% those that think to reinforce the use of data in the control of their business. So how are we accompanying our companies in this digital transformation? So we started with a digital transformation process that is aligned with settled in our action plan for the digital transition. So we presented companies and stakeholders with different initiatives and with training actions, such as Emprego Digital, which aims to form employees in digital skills. This program will reach 3,700 employees this year. And with the agreements already signed with SIP and CCP, and which will be extended to cover around 200,000 employees with the Recovery and Resilient Plan. Academia Portugal Digital will also have a platform that will provide diagnostic tools for digital skills, with the ambition to reach 800,000 employees in the next 3 years, with personalized training plans and the integration of digital skills training in the online and off-market line. We already have also a modest but simple online page on the Portugal Digital website with the training offer classified by the level of beginner, intermediate, and advanced proficiency in the key areas of digital transformation, such as cybersecurity, cloud, coding, and data analysis, among others, disruptive technologies. The next step we are working on will be the dissemination and systematization of tools to support the assessment of the digital maturity of organizations. This will allow them to support these companies. This will allow us to support these companies to evolve in their stage of digital maturity, to compare themselves with similar companies in their market, and to evolve into coaching models like the one we have foreseen in the Recovery and Resilience Plan, to support the acquisition of organizational skills that foster the digital transformation of the organization's business model. We expect to support with this around 4,000 companies this year. We will have a coordinated package to support, SMEs in e-commerce and services aimed at improving their online presence, improving digital commerce channels, incorporating technology in business models, as well as to dematerialize the process with customers, suppliers, and logistics by supporting companies in the internationalization process. This package will cover around 50,000 companies. All these processes also involve the creation of accelerators across the country, but also it is necessary to have ways to work with companies to add more value to their innovation in their products and business process. And for that, we will also have a set of measures like 3 areas to test technology. These will be areas based on models of smart legislation, which will be allowed to test technology where current legislation and regulation may limit innovation in real areas. We also plan to have 16 digital innovation hubs that will have an important community financial package foreseen in the Recovery and Resilient Plan, and which will be complemented by other European funds. These structures aim the centralization of a set of services to support the digital transition of our companies in more accessible conditions. They will be focused on 3 technologies: artificial intelligence, high-performance computing, and cybersecurity. They will also help stimulate collaboration and technology-based innovation and allow companies to test products before investing. We hope to reach around 400 companies. We are also working, and actually this is with IT Service Forum Management, in a digital SAMP to ensure that the digital environment is safe and worthy of trust. The digital SAMP will have 4 different components: cybersecurity, privacy, sustainability, and accessibility and usability. It will contribute, we believe this will contribute to promote and raise awareness in these matters, as well as to increase the degree of trust and security in the digital world. IT Services Management, like I said, is collaborating with us in one of the commissions regarding the cybersecurity dimension. Finally, we will have the creation of a national testbeds network, about 33 infrastructures that aim to create the necessary conditions for companies to develop and test new products and services and to accelerate the digital transition process, either by a physical space or a virtual simulator, that supporting the entire innovation cycle and relationship with its value chain. The purpose of this collaborative network is to increase the number of product pilots that become commercially viable by crossing what is called the death valley, corresponding to the passage from validation in the laboratory to the prototype phase in an industrial environment. For this transformation to take place, a deep work to change the culture of companies will be fundamental, focused on agile companies and with renewed leadership. For this, we will soon launch the Líder Mais Digital, which is a project for SMEs, which are preparing together which we are preparing together with EFP and other institutions to prepare to have higher education containing soft skills, change management, and digital transformation case studies. It will be all of this will be adapted to the company dimension and to its levels of digital maturity. So in summary, we plan to invest in people and companies besides the state to help achieve the level of growth in the digital area that Portugal needs. So we count on everyone so that no one is left behind. Thank you.
O nosso muito obrigada a Ana Festas Henriques. Thank you for your participation in our conference. Agora é o momento em que aguardamos por algumas questões que nos possam vir a ser colocadas para que a Ana Festas Henriques possa responder. Aqui pelo bate-papo até agora não nos chegou nenhuma contribuição, mas entretanto faremos chegar também algum feedback que a itSMF receba para que possa responder eventualmente posteriormente, para não, enfim, não nos ocupar agora muito tempo. Muito obrigada.